Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm bringing to you the remote duel local final. I played against Trif Gaming. He live streamed the match, so that's why I was able to recover the footage. I was playing the Dogmatika Invoked deck, and he's playing the Eldlich deck. The reason I chose to showcase this match is because in my opinion, this was a very skillful match. I still made a bunch of misplays. I'll talk a little bit about. So yeah, let's just get into the duel. I'm gonna be commentating over it a little bit. I'm not gonna be talking in a huge amount, but I'll do my best to clarify why I went for a certain place.
The 1 or 2 dice.
2 dice is good.
Oh, that's
Alright. I have a 6.
I got 4. You wanna go first?
let's put
I'll go
it.
first. Yeah. Mm.
So I'm about to go first. I open up with Meltdown, which is pretty good.
Normal summon effects.
The thing about this matchup mostly is that it's always kind of in a disadvantage for the invoked Dogmatika player. Just because of how Eldlich works. Like, you can... Like, Mikaba is an omni-negate,
No, I'm 4
but most of the time you don't have a trap in your hand to actually negate the traps, which is the most important part of playing against Eldlich.
I'll use Invocation Grave.
But yeah, so that's what makes this matchup very tricky. Golden Lord in itself is also like a double out to Mikaba because they can discard it from the hand, attempt to pop the Mikaba. You're forced to negate it, but it does not banish the cards because it's not in the hand anymore. And then they can just reborn it and crash over your Mikaba. So it's pretty annoying. I didn't open like optimally here because I didn't really see the Dogmatika part of my deck. He opens up with Eldlich, which is pretty good. I believe one of my sets is called by the grave, so I'll be activating that here. It's pretty good. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm using Combine.
Which is really strong. That, like, Callby is such an insane card to play this format. And I believe my other card is Crackdown. And then I'm forced to Crackdown here because he summoned Remram. Because if he decides to Xyz summon with the Remram, he can just negate my Crackdown because of the effect Remram gives his Zodiac Xyzes.
Yeah, I'll use Crackdown on Remram.
Like, he still has another Zodiac in hand, but I had to go for the play because I would just get destroyed otherwise. So we'll still be able to make a Zeus.
Using Zeus. I'll chain the Kaba.
Which basically just clears the entire field, so... But he's playing Eldlich and has Eldlich cards in grave, so he's pretty far ahead of me at this point of the game. Yeah, Trif also says here, like, I had to crack down the stamina for him.
Do you have any lights in grave? No, right? I'll activate invocation in the middle column.
Going for Mikaba here. Transmigration Prophecy.
Mikaba, Breakdown, Meltdown, Combine, and Ondash. Sure, check on the game to be first.
I understand why he did this here because he wants me to
I'll
prevent
go Eldlich.
from getting the.
I'll go Spell.
This is why Ghost Bell is also really good this format because it
Base hero.
can hit Nadir, it can hit the Eldlich cards. It's pretty insane.
Almost no Lyser effects.
So yeah, clearly I had another Aleister, so I can keep going for my Invoked place here.
I'll use Invocation. Sure. Thinking. Yeah, I'll negate the ritual.
Like you in this matchup, you basically never set your traps.
Finished. Nobody matters.
Your
Use,
Dogmatika
Invocation
trap.
Rage.
With your Dogmatika cards, you're gonna try and search the trap, and keep the trap in hand for Mekaba, so you can negate the Eldlich traps, which is really important in this matchup, because you also banish them from the grave, so they can't like get their recursion from them.
No, that's you.
So at this point, I think I have like one or two cards in hand. He seems to have one, but he has his full Eldlich engine going. So I have the Aleister in hand, of course.
Yes,
Yeah. I didn't want to give up the Mekaba because I felt like I just would instantly lose if I did.
Sure.
Because now he had to discard his card in hand to get rid of the Mekaba. It's pretty good. So
Okay. Invocation. Yep. I lied in there. One. Only one, yeah.
at this point he went like through most of his Eldlich stuff already. So if I can just survive at this point, I'm probably I'm fine because I was able to get the Aleister back to hand.
Yeah, I'm still taking. 37. Yep. Drop. I'll make a resurgence. The Lord is not protected right now.
It's a really good top deck, by the way. The Servant. The reason I'm not going for the Aleister here is because the only thing I can summon off of it at the moment is the Purgatrio, and that's not gonna do anything for me at this point.
Yeah. I'll use Endless. I'll pop the Lord. No effects. Next effects, I'll bench Emerald. Second field.
And Maximus just allows me to continue to break his board.
I'll send Titanic Lab and Netflow.
And just
I'll
plus
use
off of it.
No, keeping the lesser.
Like this is probably like the first misplay I make during this match. I should have just gone for the Purgatrio anyway, but I didn't think far enough into my turn to actually use it, because I was like, Purgatrio, I kind of want to keep my Aleister so I can go for a game in a later turn for the Purgatrio. But here I decide to discard the Aleister for in order to get my my Shuttle Schism, which is probably the best play at this point. because I can with Schism I can summon Construct, which can send the Lord to the graveyard, which is pretty important. So what I should have just done is made the Purgatrio, done the shenanigans with Invocation, so I would have still had the Aleister in my hand. So I could have just ended my turn with everything I have right now, plus a Purgatrio. The only way this is better is if I had like another Aleister on hand, or if I top deck like an Invocation or an Aleister, but chances of that happening are pretty slim, so in hindsight this was a pretty big misplay.
Step 1, end phase identical. Next you go. Yep, yep. Sure. I'll drop.
He played it this way because he probably knew I was going to summon Construct anyway.
Finally. I'll do Schism.
I decided to go for the
I'll take you directly with easy this time.
Winda here to kind of lock him if he gets to like a zoo. And if I do it now, I can still summon the Construct in his turn to pop the Lord, which is pretty good. Like you can see, this was like an insane grind game, and a very skillful game in my opinion, even though I still made a misplay. So this is where it's really good that I
Sure.
made the
Yeah, sure. Oh, yeah, you're right.
this is probably the best play you could have made here.
Okay, I'll drop. In the main. I'll take desires. I'll use Cyclone Resist.
This that Cyclone was really insane. It basically just sealed the game. Yeah, here we go to siding. I'll just skip through that a bit. Okay, he just goes. Oh, actually, right. So he opens up with Eldland, searches his trap, goes Ram.
Yep, actually, I'll get him.
So he went for a bit of a greedy play there. Like if he doesn't have the Eldlich trap that summons Lord from Grave or
Send by me.
hand, is pretty much
Take my
just
turn.
kind of screwed.
Normal Sun Phase.
So Judgment is the allies turn, which is pretty strong.
Activating new service. I'll use end this, targeting your necro next to the spell. Yeah.
It's not the best hit.
Danish to summon Maximus. Yeah. 3 cards left. I'll go ahead, I'll set 1, and I'll pass it. Yeah.
So if basically if I hit anything but a Quiro, I would have been pretty good. Like if I hit the torrential there, I'm pretty sure I'd win that game.
I'll set 1. Yep. No, send my me. Activating normal then. Sure. All of your servants. It's a 2 complete stop right? The then I'll send back to the first. And also effects.
I think it would have been better to go for the Maximus there, but don't know if it makes a whole lot of difference. If I just search Maximus with Nadir, add back from grave. I'm not in a pretty good. I'm not in a good spot right now.
Sure. I'll activate punishments, thinking on targets. I'll target the evil lords. I'll use that one attack grade.
Yeah, I was still signing. I was trying out super police for these locals. Didn't like it as much. I don't think I even used it once.
No, send on me. I'll activate invocation. Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's a huge error from me. Like you should when you're playing Dogmatika, you should always know when and when you cannot use your extra deck. Like such a rookie mistake. So yeah, I basically just scoop it up there because I'm way too far behind and I want to have enough time for game 3.
I'll go first. I'll activate the servant.
So I didn't open up my my invoked packages this time.
Maximus, I'll use that one. These cards.
I don't remember what my reasoning is behind not just discarding the schism itself and just keeping the servants, but
Set 2 and I'll best you.
I guess it's because I want to be able to summon
3, yeah.
the constructs. Yeah, that was my reasoning. Yeah, exactly. Because in this matchup, you basically need the construct. Well, it's the only use Schism has to summon the construct and send
Sure.
his golden lords. So
Send my name. Activate meltdown. Normal summon life effect.
he said 3 and passes. So can I stop deck the
One rush.
meltdown?
5, 7, 5. I'll bench Elm Rush. And I'll summon a Maximus. Yeah, sure. It's an activating effect in end to summon, so if you want to do anything against it. Yeah, that's correct. I can also take this my extra deck up. Yeah, I can still summon, but I just cannot use the extra deck once I use the second effect to send from Maximus. I'll go special summon thirdly. I'll enter the Eldlich.
The reason I'm not summoning with my invoked here is because I want to play around needle sealing or torrential. Well, basically just needle sealing because
Yep, that's fine.
but he had the torrential. But now I still have a play with my invokes,
I'll go
and I would have had a game if he didn't do that. So
and Donald. Location grid.
so this was in my opinion pretty smart play from me to just play around the torrential or needle sealing.
That one dumps as a gift, right? Sure. Thinking on the revolution. I'll
I'm contemplating using Schism here.
yeah. Yeah, I'll do punishments. I'll send
The reason I didn't go for Schism here is because
technique.
if he has an answer to my Winda, there's no point into going into which
Use the effect of the eagle spell.
the trap just makes sure his turn ends pretty much, unless he has barrage or something, but that's very unlikely.
I think so, yeah. Three, so.
So what's going through my mind here is that I have to probably the odds of him having another torrential are not great. So the thing I'm trying to do here is just play around needle sealing. So I'll not be putting up more than 3 monsters on my field. And this is what you have to do in this matchup. You have to search traps with Ecclesia and then just keep them in hand to negate with Mekaba.
Yeah, sure.
The reason I'm not negating it is because I'd rather just negate the one that summons from deck. He didn't go for it, which in my opinion is a misplay from him. But yeah. And when he uses skill drain here, I could negate it with Merkaba, but I don't, because I'm pretty sure he had a strike set. Well, at least I was just thinking like, what could he have? And time was kind of running out as well, so I just wanted to do as much damage as possible. And if he strikes me on the Merkaba, it first of all opens up space in his spell and trap card zone, because if he doesn't have anything he can really use right now, his spell and trap cards zone are full, and he cannot use his Eldlich at that point. So yeah, I'm basically just playing around needle sealing and strike here, because that's the most likely things he has here.
Okay, it's fine.
Yeah, so I end up not negating it and just going for damage.
I'll go Eldlich. Take the Gala. So let's go then I'll press currently.
And all I have to do here is yeah, like he had torrential, he had needle sealing.
Yeah, I took Eldlich as well with so the games. Yeah.
So I don't think he ended up having the strike, but he did have the needle sealing and the torrential, which are cards I was playing around. So yeah, I hope this match showcased for you guys how to play the deck. Even though I still made some misplays, I feel like I played that out pretty well. And this is one of the 3 locals I ended up winning with the deck out of the 4 locals I played with it so far. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and peace.